Hello, welcome to YouTubers Hub. Today I'm going to tell you the top 5 common mistakes of small YouTubers and how to avoid them. In case you're wondering why we're creating this video, it's because we asked on Twitter what were your biggest YouTube mistakes and the response was huge way than we had expected, so we thought we would discuss some of those. This brings me on to the first of the mistakes you are probably making, even if you think you aren't. Let's get started. Number 1, feeling entitled to views and subscribers. Ultimately, for a lot of creators, it's that mindset that causes them to fail when they first start their YouTube channels. After 6, 9, 12 months, they realize that it's harder than they think to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time and to monetize their YouTube channels because I think those people would assume they deserve to be seen by the YouTube audience. They also assume that they deserve to be paid for their work. Until you prove your value first to your audience, and then to YouTube, I'm sorry to say it, but you are entitled to absolutely nothing. Remember, this is a free platform. You get to speak to a global audience and impact their lives, but you've got to do that first before you deserve any reward. We really hope that our channel will make an impact on your YouTube career. It's our hope that we will add value, therefore making you subscribe to our channel. Number 2, creating off-topic content. This is an interesting one because it's often a symptom of a channel that either lacks focus or has too much self-indulgence. You're creating a series of videos towards a particular audience, and then you decide to do something a little bit different. And that little bit different video takes off on your channel. And you're left with a decision whether or not to try and capitalize on that successful video, or continue to target your audience that you were trying to engage with in the first place. Suddenly you go from becoming a travel channel to a beauty channel, or a financial channel to a laptop review channel. We came across an example where a channel was doing all of this business and financial advice and they randomly did a review on a cheap laptop from Costco. And this video got far more views than anything else on the channel. What do you do in that situation? Number 3, inconsistency. Ultimately, this is all to do with focus. Finding your niche, going 2 inches wide a mile deep, on a particular topic, and building an audience through consistency. But for a lot of creators, it's the inconsistency of video output. This is why it's good to have some sort of schedule in the back of your mind. Whether you stick to it religiously, by posting on the same day of the week, at the same time, or by telling your audience that you will publish a couple of several videos a week. But maybe not sticking to a strict schedule. The truth is, for a lot of creators, YouTube should take up a certain portion of your time, versus the rest of your life, but the lines often become blurred. Whether you're on a roll, or because you're super passionate about the videos that you're creating, you spend more and more time on YouTube, but there's only a certain amount of YouTube adrenaline that you can run off before you get burnt out. Or life gets in the way and you need to take a break. So that's why I never recommend running at 100% YouTube capacity all the time. If you do create 5 videos in a week, that's great. Maybe publish 4 of those and save 1 for later on when you do need to take a break. Number 4, leaving YouTube for an extended break. There are channels that have tens of thousands of subscribers. And the most recent videos are getting barely a couple of hundred views. And when we scroll through their list of videos, 6, 7 years ago the videos they were making were getting tens of thousands of views, but unfortunately the channel took a significant break, and in that time the landscape of YouTube has changed radically. This often happens with tutorial channels that were some of the first on the platform, providing answers to questions that hadn't been yet asked on YouTube. And there weren't enough channels providing answers. So even with questionable thumbnails and content that wasn't brilliant, because the competition was so few and far between at that time, these channels were able to clean up. Now with far more sophisticated creators, who are really savvy with their production values and enticing thumbnails, they're finding that they just can't compete anymore. There's a really fine balancing act here for video creators and their channels. Absolutely, if you need to take a break from the platform and do life stuff, I'm never going to tell a creator not to do that. But at the same time, YouTube, from a purely algorithmic point of view, hates procrastinators or channels that are not providing the content that they want to serve to an audience, and YouTube will go and find that content from another creator. Granted, we're talking about channels that haven't created anything for 2, 3, 4 years at this point. If you're going to have a break for a month or a week, you're probably going to be okay. But doing a hard stop on your channel, and then coming back in a few years' time and expecting the same traction, I'm afraid that's just not going to be the case. Number 5, doing sub for sub. Yeah, you're right. This is probably the oldest YouTube mistake in the book. And I'm glad a couple of people recognize this as an error in their ways. When you do sub for the sub, you are not only hurting your channel, but are also lowering your video's click-through rate. This in turn hurt your channel by making your videos not get recommended more to the audience, as your already established audience show no interest in your content. Avoid sub for sub by all means. Also, you may have released that most of the views YouTubers get do not come from their subscribers base. That's all for today. Starting next week, we will be giving a shout out to one of our random subscribers. If you would like us to give you a shout out, subscribe and hit the notification bell. That aside, if you like this video, you better smash that subscribe button to get weekly YouTube growth secrets. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Cheers.